rAVe Radio. With rants and raves, you'll be okay. And today is your lucky day. It is rants and raves with Gary.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Rants and Raves. I'm Steph Beckett, and joining me is Richard Van Nairn from Innosonix. So first of all, we were talking about ISE right before we started recording. How was that for you this year?
Yeah, it was a phenomenal show for us. ISE is an interesting one actually, because when we first started, we were in the innovation area for 2 years.
Yeah.
So it's been really nice because we've been able to obviously find existing or new distribution through Europe and EMEA, and then people have been able to see the journey. You know, we're no longer in that area. We're in Hall 7, or we were in Hall 7 this year, so our first big hall, our first big stand. And it was really great, really great.
And what a hall to be in too. That's the party hall.
I know. We had a good time. We had some, German beers and played a bit of music for our PoE system, and everyone seemed pretty happy and impressed by it. It was great.
I love that. For those who are watching or listening and aren't familiar with you guys, why don't you tell me a little bit about who Innosonix is and what you guys do?
Sure. So we're a German manufacturer. Obviously, I'm not German, I'm English, but we are a small manufacturer, about 12 people, so 11 Germans and me. And we manufacture innovative amplification solutions. That's what we're best known for, but ultimately what we're doing is we're manufacturing a solution for integrators to help them deploy lots of loudspeakers quickly, easily and efficiently with as little sonic compromise as possible. That's what we're really about.
Absolutely. And ISE, you guys expanded the Microax series. So tell me a little bit about what that series is actually solving for integrators that traditional amplification is not.
Sure. So Microax was created because Max series, the other products that we're well known for, the D squared and the LP squared, the digital multi-channel amplifiers for the difference, they have a large channel count, which is fantastic, but they are quite niche. And we wanted to broaden horizons into different revenue streams. What Microax is offering when we launched the PoE solution at the beginning of last year was an innovative and different way of looking at deploying lots of loudspeakers. The PoE, especially because up to this point it hasn't been able to provide the kind of power that our products are providing, it opens up a lot of creative possibilities for the integrator, let's just say. And what we wanted to do this year was create and launch a mains version of that Microax, the MA04M. So now we're able to offer a traditional solution, let's just say mains is a traditional solution, and the PoE is a hybrid solution. So an integrator can use our products to tackle most of the applications in the audiovisual industry. We've still got more products planned to tackle more applications, but we're slowly but surely getting there.
Is PoE amplification, do you think that's still kind of early adopter territory, or do you think that we're kind of seeing adoption really take off yet?
I think what I've seen and what we've seen is it's a difficult thing. I really thought that when we launched the product that we would be inundated with people saying, thank you so much for releasing the product of our dreams. And while that did happen, we did have some people who say that. The majority of people are, I think, fearful of PoE. I mean, my previous experience of PoE in an audio application, let's just say that clearly from an audio application, it's been a compromise. I've used it because the situation is dictated I should use it. I haven't got mains power, or I don't have a way of running a lot of speaker cable, or I just don't have any room in general. I've turned to that product to solve a problem. And I think what we've done with the MA04 PoE is say it doesn't have to be a compromise. It can be used for critical listening applications as well. So no, I think we're actually at the very beginnings of this, which is exciting, really exciting. And it's great to see other manufacturers getting involved with PoE solutions. It's fantastic to see.
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys have also been expanding distribution globally, especially in North America. So I'm interested to see, is growth in 2026, is this about new markets for you guys, or are you looking to more deepen the relationships in markets that you've already entered?
Well, I think we're definitely looking to deepen those relationships. I mean, as a brand, we want to build relationships with possible distributors that last 20, 30, 40, 50 years. We want to build long relationships, and that's what ISE showed us actually. Previous distributors or distributors that we had relationships with in previous shows, we've been able to build on those relationships, which is fantastic. But obviously we plan on growing as well. North America was something we were targeting last year, and we've created that relationship with AC Americas, which is fantastic, and we're building upon that. But for us, expanding into APAC, China, other parts of Asia, India, and Australasia as well, is definitely something we're looking to do. But again, I'm not looking to make relationships because I have to.
Yeah.
I'm looking to make relationships because it's the right thing for our company to do.
Makes a lot of sense. So we talked about Hall 7 being the party hall, the lights, the loud music, the fog machines. But when you really think about it, like if someone just kind of talks about amplification, it is not the flashiest category at any trade show. So what makes Innosonix kind of different in this space that, you know, like you kind of mentioned, most integrators and most potential customers, they think it's already solved, but it's not.
Yeah, I mean, we always look at existing amplification solutions, and we see how we can improve upon that. I mean, we're a small team, but we love audio. And for most of our lives, before we got involved with Innosonix, we were deploying loudspeakers. So our experience in the kind of issues we all face on a daily basis, and the kind of problems you're like, oh God, I wish someone would come up with a solution to deal with that. We're able to integrate that into our software. So I would say that, yes, okay, we're very well known for innovative amplification solutions, and you should definitely think about us when you think of that. But you've got to imagine as well that we are a hardware and a software solution. Both things work together. So the software includes a lot of problem solving, very nice little solutions that are they're very simple, I suppose, when you look at them, but simple is always best, isn't it?
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time, Richard. The last thing I'm going to ask you is, where can people find more information on Innosonix?
You can find more information at innosonix.de, our website, and you can also follow us on all our social media platforms as well to keep updated.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time. And don't forget to go to ravepubs.com/ISE for all our ISE coverage. Again, I'm Steph Beckett, and this has been another episode of Rants and Raves. We'll see you next time.
Rave Radio. With rants and raves, you'll